Hello everybody, it's Mr. Q again. What's up? Hope you guys are staying safe and having fun. Today, we're going to be talking about another Western holiday. This one is called St. Patrick's Day. You're going to learn at least 10 things about St. Patrick's Day today, and there will be a little quiz at the end again, so feel free to take notes. And let's begin. St. Patrick's Day started in the country of Ireland. Do you know where Ireland is? Take a look at the map. It's northwest of Europe. It's the largest island in Europe. And its capital city is Dublin. What do you think the people who live in Ireland are called? Yeah, they're called the Irish. There are three main symbols that represent Ireland. The first is their flag. It has three colors: green, white, and orange. The next symbol is the clover. Look at the picture below, and you can see a picture of a clover. Where you live, there may be many clovers with many different numbers of leaves, but in Ireland there are not very many clovers that have 3 leaves like the picture below. And as a result, the Irish believe that finding a 3-leaf clover is very special. In fact, it even might bring you luck. You may have noticed there's a theme here with their symbols, and that theme is the number 3. So the Irish also tend to believe that the number 3 is a very special number. It's a lucky number. They like to use the number 3. Ireland is known as the Emerald Isle. What is an emerald? Well, an emerald is like a diamond, except it's green. Look at the picture below. Most of Ireland looks like that picture. What color do you see? That's right, you see green. And that is why they call Ireland the Emerald Isle, because it's such a green country to live in. Everywhere you go, green, green, green. So, St. Patrick's Day started in Ireland. St. Patrick was a person, a real person. St. Patrick is not from Ireland, though. He's actually from England. He was born on March 17th. That's why St. Patrick's Day is on March 17th every year. And St. Patrick's Day is a national holiday. And in fact, when St. Patrick died, he became a patron saint of Ireland. And basically that means he is a protector of Ireland and of its people. We'll talk some more about Patrick's life in a minute. St. Patrick was born in the year 385. And some people say that he had an adventurous life. He had a crazy life. And that is largely due to the fact that when he was 16 years old, about how old you guys are, right? When he was 16, he was kidnapped by Irish pirates. What does kidnap mean? It means that he was stolen, that they took him from where he lived and took him somewhere else against his will. He did not want to go. So he was kidnapped from England and taken to Ireland. And then he lived in Ireland until he was able to escape. In 432, Patrick escaped Ireland and went to France, and he became a monk. You guys are familiar with monks, right? They're Buddhist monks, they're Taoist monks. They're basically just holy men who practice religion, right? So, he went to France and became a monk. But during his time in Ireland, he came to love the island and the people who live there. And as a result, he decided to return to Ireland and teach them about Christianity. In Ireland at that time, Christianity was not heard of. The people of Ireland were pagans. They believed in nature. They believed not that God had a son called Jesus and all that stuff. They believed that nature was God. And so Patrick wanted to bring with him the word of Christianity. So when he did this, he needed to help the people of Ireland learn to read and write. So Patrick did two major things by returning to Ireland. One, he brought Christianity, and two, he helped many of the people there learn to read and write. Very important to the development of Ireland. Now, there's a funny saying that St. Patrick drove all the snakes in Ireland away. And they say that because there are no snakes in Ireland. But really, this is a metaphor. He didn't drive the snakes away. What he did was, he convinced the people of Ireland to believe in Christianity instead of paganism. So the snakes are a metaphor for the pagan religion, where people in Ireland stopped believing in paganism and started believing in Christianity. So even though Ireland is where St. Patrick's Day began, currently St. Patrick's Day is celebrated all over the world, in large part because St. Patrick's Day tends to be a large party. And people like to wear green clothes on St. Patrick's Day. In fact, you are required to wear green clothes on St. Patrick's Day. And if you don't, people might try to pinch you because you didn't wear green. It's funny because they oftentimes wear green hats. And I know in some cultures, green hats mean something that is not very good, right? But in Ireland, green hats are perfectly fine. They are very good, especially on St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is always celebrated with parades. In fact, many people refer to St. Patrick's Day as the Irish Mardi Gras. Remember Mardi Gras and the crazy parades that occur during that time in New Orleans? Well, the same thing happens all over the world, in Ireland and even in the United States. There are huge parades. In fact, they started in America in 1737. And New York City has the largest parade that goes on for hours. Now, the parades for St. Patrick's Day are a little bit different. They don't have as many floats as I showed you in the Mardi Gras PowerPoint. But these parades have basically people walking down the street, playing music and singing, and having a great time and just being proud of being Irish, or the fact that they support the Irish and they enjoy the unity of having fun and a big party, and everybody has a good time. Of course, not everybody celebrates the Christian aspect of most Western religions, and St. Patrick's Day is no different. So there's an other side of St. Patrick's Day, and it revolves around the legend of these tiny little people. They're about this big maybe. And they're called leprechauns. Leprechauns, as the legend goes, live in the forest, and they are attracted by shiny things, especially gold. So they collect gold and they put it in pots. And so leprechauns collect pots of gold. And the legend continues as this: if you catch a leprechaun, he has to give you his pot of gold. Now, you don't have to catch a leprechaun. There's a secret to finding where he has hidden his pot of gold. All you have to do is follow the rainbow to its end. So if you go and get to the end of a rainbow, you'll find his pot of gold. But always remember, they don't want people to take their gold, so they're very tricky. And if you stop looking at that leprechaun, he'll disappear with his gold. So, the 5 symbols of St. Patrick's Day. Their favorite color, green. And then everything that has to do with the legend of the leprechauns. So, a leprechaun and a pot of gold. And where do they hide their gold? That's right, end of the rainbow, so rainbows. And of course, the national plant, the symbol of Ireland, the 3-leaf clover, is also a symbol of St. Patrick's Day. All right, guys, so let's review what we covered today about St. Patrick's Day. It started in Ireland, the largest island in Western Europe. And the capital of Ireland is Dublin. There are 3 main symbols of Ireland: the flag, which has green, white, and orange stripes, a 3-leaf clover, and the number 3. Ireland is known as the Emerald Isle because it's so green. The whole country is just one big piece of green land. And of course, the national plant of Ireland is the shamrock. So St. Patrick's Day is held every year on March 17th. It's a national holiday because St. Patrick is the patron saint of Ireland. He was born in the year 385. And he had a very interesting life, mostly because he was kidnapped from his home in England and taken to Ireland by Irish pirates. And he was made a slave in Ireland. But he escaped, and he went to France and became a monk. So in 432, he returned to Ireland, and he brought the religion of Christianity to Ireland. And that allowed the Irish to stop believing in paganism and to begin believing in Christianity. He also helped many people in Ireland learn how to read and write. So the snakes in the legend were about St. Patrick making them believe in Christianity instead of paganism, so it's a metaphor. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated all over the world, and it's the common tradition to wear green on St. Patrick's Day. So on St. Patrick's Day, you should wear something green. And it's very common and almost important for there to be parades in Ireland and all over the world, especially in New York City in America, to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. New York has the biggest parade. And don't forget about the little people, the leprechauns, that dress in green and they gather pots of gold. And you can get their pot of gold if you can catch a leprechaun or if you can find their pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. And so, the 5 symbols of St. Patrick's Day are the shamrock, the 3-leaf clover, the leprechauns, the rainbow, the pot of gold. And so, hopefully you guys recall all of that from today's lesson. So, I hope you guys have been paying attention, or at the very least, taking notes, because right now your homework is to take a quiz. What do you remember about St. Patrick's Day? All right, guys, that's it for me. Take the test, see how you do, what do you remember, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe, have fun.